YouTube, what is up? It's your boy Knowledge here from Gamers Little Playground, and today I want to give you my first thoughts and impressions on Fallout 4. The game is only one day away. Big shout out to Bethesda. They gave us early access, so we've been able to play this past weekend. It's been really fun, really enjoying the game. So here's our first thoughts. Here's my first thoughts and impressions. So first off, I want to preface it by saying that this is coming from somebody who hasn't played Fallout before. I played Fallout 3 maybe 2-3 hours, and that's about it. Never played 1 or 2 or New Vegas. It was one of those games that starts off really slow, so it's hard to get into. I respect the game. I respect Bethesda. I've heard so many good things about it from friends. So like I know it's a good game. It's just one of those things that I never got into. So I was really excited to finally try to get into it here. I put in now about 15 hours into the game, and it's been amazing. It's been excellent, and it was slow. It was slow at first, just like Fallout 3 was before. But it's just one of those things. It's just with RPGs. Like after you get past those first 5 hours, then you get sucked into the world. You get sucked into the story, and like you get excited about all the different options you can do. And this one is loaded with stuff to do. You can build settlements, which of course all of you have probably seen that in the trailers before. You can build your settlements, craft weapons, craft your armor, even craft the settlements and create them in real time. And I haven't gotten too much into that part of it. I've been focusing mostly on the main quest. The first about 7 hours, I was getting used to the system and everything. The shooting mechanics are good. They feel stiffer compared to other shooters that are just basically shooters, something like Halo or Call of Duty. But you can't really compare that because this is an action and adventure RPG where the shooting elements aren't the number one focus of it. It feels good enough, I think. One thing to note though, I did get it for the Xbox One, so I have not played it on the PS4 or the PC. Obviously the PC is gonna run the best. I mean, I hope it does. And the PS4 has been clearly stronger this generation than the Xbox One. It's run the games better overall. So I'm interested to see how the PS4 version runs, because there is quite a bit of lag when there's a lot of stuff going on the screen on the Xbox One. I've had the game crash a couple of times. Glitches. The glitches that you expect from a open world game are there. People bumping into walls or NPCs doing random stuff. Like I come to expect that in an open world game, so that's not that big of a deal. But there is some considerable lag sometimes, and it's very noticeable. That's one concern. There was a patch that I installed before I started playing. I don't know if they can patch that to make it to run a little bit better, but that's a concern if you're gonna buy it on the Xbox One. I can't speak for the PS4, although I've heard that it doesn't run that well on the PS4 either. It's just such a big world. I imagine it's really hard. The game is beautiful. It's not the best graphics you'll ever see. I mean, it's an open world game, but I think it looks better than the Fallout 3. That's for sure. I've heard a lot of people talk negative about the graphics, but it looks good. To me, it looks good. I can't complain. Some textures look a little muddy if you look really close at them, but overall, your character looks really sharp and good and well rendered, and all the characters do. As far as story, I'm not gonna give anything away. This is a spoiler-free first impressions, but I will say that I found it very interesting. I've gotten really into it, and I just can't wait to get to the end of it. It does take place in Boston. That shouldn't be a spoiler. Like you've seen that in the trailer, so you'll see a lot of cool Boston stuff. And I'll put some of that type of content up today. But the main question that people have asked me, for our channel at least, is the game movie. Is there going to be a game movie? So my concern was Fallout 3 really wasn't good for a game movie. It has a good story, but there's no cinematics, which is important when you're trying to watch something like a game movie. And also the main character doesn't talk, and the camera, whenever you talk to somebody, is always on the person you're talking to. Well, this game has switched it up. Now you have a fully voiced main character the camera switches back and forth between the main character and whoever you're talking to. So to say that we're gonna make a game movie for it for sure. It works. The story is good. There's some nice moments in the story that are cinematic, even though there aren't actual cutscenes. So yes, for everybody who's been asking, and I've been telling you guys, responding to you all the time, telling you I don't know if we're gonna make a game movie. I don't know if Fallout 4 works for it. Now that I played it, I can say yes, it works for a game movie. I'm gonna play it all day tomorrow. Hopefully, have it up by Tuesday or Wednesday on GOP TV, so you guys can check it out over there. But yeah, overall thoughts and impressions. The game, from somebody who doesn't play a lot of RPGs, from somebody who hasn't played Fallout before, I will say that the game is amazing. It starts off slow. I know a lot of people, new fans, have seemed hyped for it. People who haven't played it, just like me. Let me tell you guys that it starts slow, but if you give it time, if you give it 5 hours, if you go through the initial kind of grind of learning how everything works, then you'll love it. I mean, I was confused at first on how to craft things and how all that system worked. But now that I understood it, I'm excited. I want to make my gun better. I want to make my armor better. I want to build my settlement up and build up the defenses and stuff. Like all that stuff is exciting if you let yourself get sucked in by it. The world is huge. It's a huge wasteland. I've only probably seen half of the map, just running by. There's fast travel, by the way, if once you get a little farther. But yeah, I would say give it a chance. But all of you Fallout 3 fans and Fallout series fans, I can imagine how hyped you guys are. And just from my part, I think that you won't be disappointed. You'll love the game, and I just think it's gonna. Just reading all the new features it had compared to the older ones, I just can't see how you'll be disappointed. But the one thing, like I said before, is performance issues. There's definitely performance issues on the Xbox One. I hope that's not the case on the PS4, although that's what I've heard. So if that's a game breaker for you, keep that in mind. The game crashed on me maybe 2 or 3 times. I had one corrupt file and I had to go back maybe 30 minutes more than I wanted to, although you can quick save. So I mean, if you want to keep quick saving yourself instead of relying on their own save system, you can do that. And lag. So when you're fighting and shooting, sometimes there's lag. So that's something to keep an eye out for. But anyways, keep your eyes out for the game movie and more content. I'll be putting up more stuff today. And for any of you that are interested, here is the intro to Fallout 4. Enjoy.
War. War never changes. In the year 1945, my great-great-grandfather, serving in the army, wondered when he'd get to go home to his wife and the son he'd never seen. He got his wish when the U.S. ended World War II by dropping atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The world awaited Armageddon. Instead, something miraculous happened. We began to use atomic energy not as a weapon, but as a nearly limitless source of power. People enjoyed luxuries once thought the realm of science fiction. Domestic robots, fusion-powered cars, portable computers. But then, in the 21st century, people awoke from the American dream. Years of consumption led to shortages of every major resource. The entire world unraveled. Peace became a distant memory. It is now the year 2077. We stand on the brink of total war. And I am afraid. For myself. For my wife. For my infant son. Because if my time in the army taught me one thing, it's that war never changes.